Hey YouTubers, Mike Martins here from the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining me. Washington passes bill to become the first state to compost human bodies. Now here's a quote here. We're making about a cubic yard of soil per person, the founder said of the company Recompost said. Wow, really? Interesting. It might work. It might be a good thing, honestly, but who knows? It may soon be legal for the dead to push daisies or any other flower in the backyards, gardens across Washington state. The state legislature recently pushed a bill that, signed by the governor, allows human bodies to be composted and used for mulch. As the nation ages, U.S. funeral practices are changing. Rates of cremation have surpassed 50% in 2016, overtaking burials as the most popular choice. The Census Bureau in 2017 predicted a death boom in 1 million more Americans are projected to die in 2037 than they did in 2015. Human composting, its supporters say, is an eco-friendly option that can meet the growing demand. A Seattle-based company called Recompost plans to offer services called natural organic reduction. It has 2 patents pending. It uses microbes to transform departed skin, bones, and all. Interesting. We have a universal human experience of death, and technology has not changed what we do in the meaningful way, said State Jean Jameen Patterson, who introduced the bill, which passed with a bipartisan support on April 19th. There are significant environmental problems with burying and burning bodies, he said. That's kind of true. I know in India and places like that where they burn bodies, it's kind of a health problem, right? Or it's creating health problems in their water supply and everything. Joshua Trey Barnett, an expert of ecological communication with the University of Minnesota at Duluth, listed the flaws in controversial burials. When we embalm bodies with toxic solutions, we bury them in expensive caskets made of precious woods and metals, and then definitely commit them to a plot of land. Through incineration has a smaller ecological footprint, estimates that suggested of the average cremated body emits roughly 40 pounds of carbon and requires nearly 30 gallons of fuel to burn. The bill awaits governor. Okay, so eco-friendly. Burial practices are largely matters of the states, not federal law. The bill, which could take effect on May 1st, 2020, also would legalize alkaline hydrolysis. The method turns bodies into liquid using a base of lye. In the past decade, more than dozens of states have approved it. But why would you put this in your garden? I mean, if these chemicals are destroying flesh and bone, and why would somebody want it? Like, what do they read? Yeah, I'm not a scientist, so Patterson said it would be shocking, frankly, if the governor did not sign this bill into law. Founder Spade Patterson said in a Seattle coffee shop last year and pitched the idea of legalizing human composting. The company system, she said, is a souped-up version of natural microbial decomposition. It is actually the same processes happening on the forest floor as leaf litter, chipmunks, and tree branches decomposing and turn into topsoil, Spade said. The company's service, which would include funeral ceremony, would cost about $5,500, he said, and more than average cremation, but less than the burial in a casket. Microbes go to work with a large vessel of about 8 feet tall, 4 feet wide, and fits a single body, along with alfalfa? Straw wood chips over the course of 30 days. As the temperatures of the vessel reaches 150 degrees, decomposition destroys the body along with most pathogens and pharmaceuticals, Spade said. Okay, so I get it now. So what they're going to put you in this huge vat with a bunch of leaves and twigs, and you decompose. I get it now. Pacemakers would be removed beforehand. Artificial joints, artificial joints and other implants sifted out afterwards. We're making about 1 cubic yard of soil per person, Spade said. Families will be allowed to take the compost home, or because it's a lot of soil, donates it's to a conversion groups in Puget Sound region. Restrictions on where the soil could be applied would mirror rules for scattering ashes, broadly speaking, only on land with an owner's permission. The decomposition technique is now fairly common procedures used to dispose livestock carcasses, said Lynn, a soil scientist at Washington. Wow, they have soil scientists? Holy crap. Of Washington State University and an advisor to recompose during the outbreak of the avian flu. Carpenter Boggs helps farmers implement a similar method to destroy potentially infected poultry. Carpenter recently oversaw a pilot study in which composted 6 donated cadavers. The results are still unpublished, but Recompost claimed the news released the soil met safety thresholds set by the state's ecological department. Spade said he has been deluged by emails from those who want to be composted, with particularly enthusiastic correspondence from California, Colorado, Vermont, and overseas from Brazil, the Netherlands, and Australia. I have new friends of that assisted living facilities here in Seattle, Spade said, and these folks are in their mid-80s saying, look, we want these options. We care about the latest gesture to leave what we could leave on this earth. So guys, you know what? This sounds like a plan. This sounds like actually a good thing if it's done right. Because lately anything that happens is usually against us or goes against us. But this might be a good way to spread our seed, I guess, one more time to the earth. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Especially like older people that have their favorite gardens they go to, or they have their own garden at home that they spent their life. I mean, it doesn't, there's ways around it to make it a celebration of it. You know what I'm saying? Make it celebrable, so that, like, more instead of ashes. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'd like to know. Comment below in your comments. Or would you like to be in a casket in the ground so people could visit your last resting place, or people to come and visit and bring flowers, or people to come and visit and read your Stonehenge once in a blue moon, and know that you existed, that you continue to live by, people reciting your name. Oh, who's this guy? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Let me know. Comment below.